to the channel, me and Car Keys. So today's video is going to be a quick one. This is actually a kind of a part 2 of the video I posted just yesterday. So we had a error code on the truck. It was P2111, which is throttle body actuator stuck open. So what we did to fix it, we got a new throttle body by a company called AUXBEAM, and we put it on and it's working fine. There are no error codes. I checked it with a code reader, no error codes, no issues whatsoever. I took it for a drive. I drove all over the city a couple of days ago, and no problems, no issues, nothing. So it's fixed. However, one of you guys, Motivation Crew, big shout out to Motivation Crew, man. Every time y'all always come through. So one of you guys, and I posted right here, his comment right here, said that I didn't do the relearn process. So I knew about the relearn process, but I actually forgot. I was so excited that the truck was fixed. I got the part put on. First time I'd ever done the throttle body. So I was really excited and completely forgot. So I took it for a drive, and like I said, everything's fine. So part of the relearn process is taking it for a drive, but I'm backwards. There's some things I was supposed to do first. So we're gonna do those real quick just to be on the safe side, okay? Unlike the truck. Just to be on the safe side, we're gonna do those, the whole process anyway, to make sure that nothing goes wrong in the future. Ooh, the engine bay is clean. I did wipe down the engine bay too. That's why it looks so clean. There's our shiny new throttle body right there. So this is a 3.5 liter V6, naturally aspirated V6. So it's not an EcoBoost, but 3.5. I believe it's the same, but check to make sure. I believe the throttle bodies are the same. I'm gonna put the part in the description as well. So to do the relearn process, keep in mind, this is my first time doing the throttle body, so I didn't know how to do the relearn process, being completely honest. And I learned from this guy. I can't remember the name. It's FordtechMakuloco, something like that. This guy, this is how I learned how to do the relearn process. So I'm really just following his video as I'm telling you guys how to do it in this video. So I'm gonna link his video as well, because he has, and as a matter of fact, his channel is incredible. He has all kinds of Ford stuff. If you have anything mechanical issues, tech issues with your Ford, check out this guy's channel, because he's on point. So the first thing we need to do is disconnect the negative battery, negative on the battery terminal. That's first. The way he did it was he put a rag or a towel over it so that they don't have any type of connection. Take test leads and you put one on the positive, and then you put the other one on the negative terminal. Not on the battery terminal, on the negative, I'm sorry, on the negative cable. He said it might spark, might not. He said you let it sit for a minute and it's gonna reset your PCM. So that was probably about a minute. Take the positive off first. All right, then the negative, and that's supposed to, like I said, it's supposed to reset your PCM. Then you put your cable back on. Yep. When you do that, all the lights are gonna jump on, everything's gonna jump on. So everything's been reset. All right, we are done under the hood. It's hot in here. It's my understanding we're doing all this to, it's kind of like you're flashing your PCM. So you're resetting everything, and it's gonna reset all of the work that you've done. So if you did work on the throttle body, it's gonna reset the it's gonna reset the throttle body pretty much, or it's gonna reset how your throttle body responds. So it has settings inside the PCM, and if it had previous settings before, then it's going off of those previous settings of how to work your throttle body. So if, let's say you had a faulty throttle body before, and your PCM was working that faulty throttle body, now you have a new throttle body, and it's going off the settings of the old one, not the new one. That makes sense. So to do this, you put the key in, turn it to on, let it go through its cycle right here on the screen. Everything's supposed to be off. And of course I can't, okay. So it just reset my screen. So I can't turn my AC off because of the touchscreen. The touchscreen, it just also reset itself as well. So I noticed my check engine light is flashing. I've never seen that before either. So you basically let it sit here for a few minutes so that it resets everything on your truck. So the advice I was given was to turn everything off. All your lights and your radio, your AC, which I can't turn off. All right, so that just came up. Let's see if I can turn that off. All right, so the check engine light just stopped flashing as well. So I think that's a good sign as well. So then you crank up, okay? All right, sorry about that. Music started playing through the Bluetooth, so that's working. So now you just start up the truck. And now you let it sit. Now you let it sit for, let me down the windows. Whew. Now you let it sit for, it said 5 to 10 minutes. So that's gonna give it time to go through its cycles, go through all its cycles and go from cold temperature vehicle to a hot temperature vehicle so that you'll have correct idle points. So I keep looking off in the distance because it's like smoke over there. So I'm keep looking off in the distance. Anyway, so beautiful sunset. So we're gonna let it sit here for 5 to 10 minutes and we'll come back and check on it. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I posted a video on how to replace your throttle body. Apparently, this is part 2 of the process of how you replace your throttle body, and you're supposed to do this every time you replace your throttle body, you clean your throttle body. According to a couple of videos I've seen, they said if you as much as disconnect your battery, you're supposed to do this every single time so that your PCM can reset itself. So if you change something on your vehicle, it can change along with it, or it can adjust to whatever you changed. So I never knew that, honestly. So that's why I want to do this video, because I don't want people to watch my first video and not know the second part of it, and then they're all screwed up because of something I didn't do or didn't say or didn't show on video. So that's why we're doing this video. Now, the crazy thing about it is I drove the truck, which is also part of the process. That's what we're supposed to do next. After 5 to 10 minutes, we're supposed to take it for a drive, and it also helps reset all of your other resets all of your shift points in your transmission as well. So I drove it yesterday, and yesterday I drove it yesterday, and it was just fine. No issues, no problems. So I've also been told that a lot of throttle bodies will relearn. The PCM will relearn your new throttle body most of the time anyway. It just takes a little bit more time. It takes a little more driving around for it to do that. This is just a way for it to do it like now, immediately. Yeah, see, as I was talking, it just idled down. So it's doing something. It's figuring out something. I'm trying to catch the sun right through the window right there. Perfect. Yeah, the sunset is unreal. So we've been letting the truck sit for about 20 minutes now. So we're gonna take it around the neighborhood and see how we ride. Now, like I said, I took this around the neighborhood. I drove it, actually. I drove it all over the place yesterday. So it should be fine, but I'm just doing it because this is part of the process. So I wanna make sure I do it the correct way. All right, so that's proof right there that everything was reset. Even the tire pressure monitors have been reset. So apparently we did it right. There we go. Now they're all showing 34 PSI. Well, except for the front right one. All right, so I reset my MPG meter just to see what I would get. I've driven about a mile so far, and it's at 18.8 miles per gallon. If that's the case, that would be awesome. I know it'll probably change, but I typically get around 15 MPG. So I'm sure that's gonna change. Now, if a new throttle body gets you more miles per gallon, then that's definitely a win. So the goal is to drive like you would normally drive, right? So that it can learn your driving the way you drive, you know? So I'm not doing anything different than normal. I'm not driving faster or slow. I'm just driving how I normally drive. And I'm only gonna go probably maybe a few more miles, then I'm head back to the house. Just like I said, just to put a couple miles in it so I can make sure that we did the relearn process correctly. Oh, what am I doing wrong with my life? I need to get my life together, bro. Woo-hoo. All right, that's it, y'all. We drove a total of 5.1 miles, 17.7 miles per gallon. Hopefully that sticks. If that sticks, that would be awesome. All right, y'all, and that is it. So I wanted to make sure I did this video because I wanted people to know that there's 2 parts to this process. You replace your throttle body, and then you do the relearn process. I don't want anybody to think that I was deceiving them or I wasn't giving them full information or telling them the whole story, because I didn't show it in my first video. So I'm gonna try to link the 2 videos together so that it makes more sense. But just know that if you replace your throttle body or clean your throttle body, you're supposed to do a relearn process for your throttle body so that it can relearn and pretty much start fresh from new. Makes sense, right? So I'll link the video that I watched, the guy that I learned how to do it from. I'll link his video in the description below and up here so that you can go watch this video if you have any questions or you need more of an in-depth description of how you do it or why you do it. He goes into great detail. So check his video out. So Motivation Crew, that's me, that's you. What we do, just a quick video to show this part of the process. Till next time, I'll see you.